The most critical mistake men make after a breakup, the error that sabotages any chance of reconciliation before it even begins, is to make her return the ultimate objective. This mindset is a trap. It places your entire sense of future happiness, your emotional stability, and your self-worth entirely in the hands of another person, the very person who has already chosen to walk away. This is a position of profound weakness, and weakness is not attractive, it is repellent. Therefore, the entire paradigm must be flipped. The goal cannot be to get her back. The only true goal, the non-negotiable foundation upon which everything else is built, is your own radical and complete self-restoration. As what does this mean? It means you must undertake the deliberate and often painful work of becoming a man who is entirely whole and secure without her. You must become the source of your own validation, your own happiness, and your own purpose. During the relationship, it is likely that you slowly, unconsciously ceded these things to her. She became your primary confidante, your cheerleader, your mirror. Her opinion defined your reality. Her mood influenced your own. When that mirror is taken away, you are left staring into a void. And the natural, panic-driven response is to scramble to get that mirror back. But this is the addiction talking, not logic. Self-restoration is the process of building your own mirror. It is the understanding that your value is intrinsic and immutable. It is not bestowed upon you by a partner, nor is it revoked when they leave. This work is internal and non-negotiable. It begins with a ruthless audit of your own life. Who were you before you met her? What passions did you set aside? What friendships did you neglect? What personal goals did you allow to grow dusty on the shelf? This period is not about performing improvement for an audience of one. It is about a genuine private reckoning and rebuilding. This involves reconnecting with the core components of a healthy masculine identity. Your mission, your body, and your mind. Your mission is your purpose in the world that exists separate from your romantic life, your career ambitions, your creative projects, your contributions to your community. Immersing yourself in this provides a sense of direction that is independent of anyone else. Your body is your temple. Transforming it through disciplined exercise and nutrition is not about vanity, but about reclaiming ownership and demonstrating self-respect. It is a tangible act of self-investment. Your mind must be fortified through reflection, through reading, through therapy, if necessary, to understand your patterns, your attachment style, and your role in the relationship's dynamics. This journey of self-restoration is selfish in the healthiest meaning of the word. It is the act of prioritizing your own well-being above all else. It is the understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot build a healthy, lasting relationship with someone else until you first have a healthy, secure relationship with yourself. When you achieve this state, when you are genuinely content, driven, and complete on your own, you emit a frequency of strength and peace that is irresistibly magnetic. Her return ceases to be a desperate need and becomes instead a mere possibility. You become a man who does not need her, but whom she would be fortunate to have. And that is the most powerful foundation imaginable. In the immediate, raw aftermath of a breakup, every fiber of your being will scream at you to act, to call, to text, to explain, to plead, to negotiate. You will be convinced that if you can just find the right combination of words, you can reverse the course of history and undo the pain. This impulse, while understandable, is not only wrong, it is the single greatest threat to any future possibility of reconciliation. Your most powerful weapon in these initial stages is not a grand speech or a promised change. It is your silence. But this cannot be a petty, sulking silence. It must be absolute silence, a deliberate and strategic implementation of the no contact rule. This concept is often misunderstood as a manipulative game, a 30-day waiting period designed to make her miss you. This is a shallow and ultimately self-defeating interpretation. True absolute silence is not something you are doing to her. It is something you are doing for you. It is a non-negotiable quarantine period for your own emotional and psychological well-being. You are an addict in withdrawal from the dopamine hits of her attention, her validation, and her presence. Every text you send, every social media story you watch, every photo you linger over is another hit that resets your recovery clock to zero. It feeds the addiction and prolongs the agony. By going silent, you are forcing a detox. You are giving your nervous system the space it desperately needs to recalibrate to a reality that does not include her. Beyond the personal healing, this silence serves a crucial second purpose. It breaks the script she expects you to follow. The post-breakup dynamic is a well-worn pattern. She expects you to chase. She anticipates the late night messages, the promises to change, the attempts to reason. By refusing to play this part, you do something utterly unexpected. You vanish. This act of quiet disappearance is far more powerful than any 1,000-word essay you could send. It creates a vacuum where her expectation of your neediness once was. This vacuum will be filled with curiosity and then with doubt. Why isn't he fighting for me? Is he already over it? Did he find someone else? Was I wrong about how he felt? You are no longer passively accepting the narrative of the breakup. You are silently, powerfully rewriting it. This means a total blackout. You delete her number, not out of anger, but out of necessity to remove the temptation in a moment of weakness. You mute or unfollow her on all social media. You do not ask mutual friends about her. You do not orchestrate accidental meetings. You become a ghost in her digital and physical world. This is not an act of hostility. It is an act of profound self-respect. It communicates without a single word that you respect her decision enough to honor it completely, that you respect yourself enough to not debase yourself by begging for someone's attention. This period of radio silence is the container within which all other healing and transformation must occur. It is the blank canvas. It is the sterile field for the surgery you must perform on your own life. Without it, your efforts at self-improvement will be contaminated by the constant anxiety of her perception. You will be working out for her, building a business for her, healing for her. Absolute silence severs that psychic connection. It allows you to work on yourself for the only person who truly matters in this equation, you. It is the first and most definitive step in proclaiming that your life, your value, and your future are yours to command once again. The journey to winning her back is paved with a series of profound internal shifts, and perhaps the most difficult, yet most liberating of these is the move toward radical acceptance and detachment. This is the mental and emotional bedrock upon which all genuine transformation is built. Without it, your efforts at no contact will be a torturous countdown, and your self-improvement will be a hollow performance. With it, you unlock a level of personal power and peace that makes you irresistibly attractive regardless of the outcome. To be clear, this is not passive resignation or a state of numb defeat. Radical acceptance is the conscious, courageous decision to stop fighting against the unchangeable reality of the present moment. The relationship as it was is over. She has chosen to leave. You must accept this truth, not with a sense of hopelessness, with a clear-eyed understanding that this is now your operating reality. Arguing with reality is like trying to stop the tide from coming in by shouting at the ocean. It is a futile expenditure of energy that leaves you exhausted and defeated. Acceptance is the act of lowering your fists and saying, "This is what is. I may not like it, I may be hurt by it, but I cannot change the fact that it has happened." This is the essential first step. You cannot build a new future on a foundation of denial and fantasy. Detachment is the natural progression from this acceptance. It is the process of emotionally uncoupling your happiness, your self-worth, and your future from the specific outcome of her returning. This is the ultimate test of your frame. Are you improving your life so that she comes back? If so, you are still trapped. Your motivation is external, and your power is still in her hands. True detachment means you are improving your life for you, and you have become genuinely open to all possible futures, one that includes her and one that does not. This is not faked indifference. It is a state of emotional sovereignty where you understand that your well-being is your own responsibility and is not contingent on the choices of another person. This state of detachment is what creates true magnetic power. Neediness is the ultimate repellent because it places a burden on another person to be the source of your happiness. Detachment is the ultimate attractant because it communicates that you are already a source of your own happiness. You are a complete circuit. You are not looking for someone to plug into to light up your life. You are already shining your own light. A woman is not looking for a project. She is looking for a partner. She is looking for a man whose world is already exciting and fulfilling, who invites her to join his journey, not a man who begs to be allowed onto hers. When you achieve this state of radical acceptance and detachment, you remove all the pressure. Your interactions, if they happen, are no longer laden with hidden agendas and desperate hope. They are light, authentic, and grounded in the present. You are no longer the man she left. You are a man who has faced a painful ending and emerged stronger, more centered, and more valuable. You have accepted the loss detached from the outcome, and in doing so, you have made the outcome you desire far more likely. You have become a man of such substance that her return is no longer a desperate plea, but a simple question. Does she want to be part of the incredible life you are now building for yourself? The answer to that question becomes her choice. Your peace is no longer dependent on it. In the void left by a breakup, there is a powerful temptation to engage in what can only be described as performative healing. This is the act of crafting anew, improved version of yourself, not for your own benefit, but as a message to her. It's the gym selfie posted at a specific time. You know she's online. It's the vague social media caption hinting at your exciting new projects. It's the story strategically fed to mutual friends about how well you're doing. This is not transformation, it is theater. And while it might generate a flicker of curiosity, it is ultimately seen for what it is, a desperate attempt to seek validation. The only path that leads to genuine, lasting change, and thus genuine attraction, is through transformative action, not performance. The critical distinction lies in the source of your motivation. Is your engine the burning desire for her to see what she's missing? If so, you are still living in her frame. Your entire identity project is a reaction to her absence. You are, in essence, still allowing her to dictate your actions, even from a distance. This kind of change is shallow and fragile. The moment you don't get the reaction you hoped for, a like, a comment, a text, the entire facade crumbles, revealing the same insecure man underneath. It's a house built on sand. True transformative action is intrinsically motivated. It is driven by a deep, personal commitment to self-respect and a burning desire to become the man you know you are capable of being, irrespective of any external observer. This work is done in the dark, in the quiet, and away from the approving or disapproving eyes of the world. It's getting up at 5 a.m. to run when no one is watching. It's reading that book on emotional intelligence to understand your patterns, not to quote it cleverly online. It's dedicating yourself to your craft with a focus so intense that the outside world, including her, fades into the background. This is action for its own sake, for the personal satisfaction of overcoming your previous limitations. This authentic process emits a frequency that is impossible to replicate through performance. It is the difference between an actor playing a role and a warrior who has earned his scars. One is pretending to be strong. The other embodies strength because he has been forged in fire. When your transformation is real, it seeps into everything. The calm confidence in your voice, the relaxed and open posture of your body, the unwavering eye contact, the quiet assurance that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This energy is palpable and incredibly attractive. People are subconsciously expert at detecting congruence when someone's internal state matches their external presentation. A performed change is incongruent and feels off. A transformed state is wholly congruent and feels magnetically solid. This is the man she cannot ignore. not because he's broadcasting his achievements, but because his very presence has shifted. When you meet again, she won't be comparing you to the man she left. She will be confronted by a man who seems familiar, yet fundamentally upgraded at his core. The change is in your energy, not just your aesthetics. She will feel the difference before a single word about your new life is ever spoken. Transformative action makes her the observer of your new reality, not the audience for your performance. It shows her that the breakup was not the end of your story, but the catalyst for your greatest chapter. And that is a narrative far more compelling than any curated social media post could ever be. In the landscape of relationships, the concept of frame is everything. It is the invisible structure that defines reality within the dynamic between two people. Simply put, frame is whose reality you are both living in. Who sets the emotional tone? Who upholds the boundaries? Who is the rock upon which the relationship is built? In the lead up to the breakup, it is highly likely that you lost your frame. You may have become agreeable, supplicating, and emotionally reactive, seeking her validation to feel secure. You handed her the reins to your emotional state to become a man worthy of respect and attraction. The non-negotiable work is reclaiming your masculine frame. This has nothing to do with outdated notions of dominance or control. A strong masculine frame is not about being loud, demanding, or oppressive. It is about being a centered, purpose-driven leader of your own life. It is about being emotionally solid and consistent. It is the ability to remain unshakable when faced with chaos, much like the eye of a storm. A man with a strong frame does not derive his sense of worth from his partner's approval. He derives it from his own alignment with his purpose and values. He is the anchor, not the boat being tossed by every wave of her emotion or his own anxiety. Reclaiming your frame begins with a ruthless audit of your boundaries. A man without boundaries is a man who cannot be respected because he does not respect himself. Did you consistently compromise on your core values to avoid conflict? Did you sacrifice time dedicated to your mission to cater to her every whim? Did you allow disrespectful behavior to pass because you feared losing her? These are all symptoms of a weak frame. Rebuilding it means getting crystal clear on what you will and will not accept from her, from others, and from yourself. It means saying no with conviction and without apology when something violates your principles. This is not about being rigid. It is about having an internal compass that guides your decisions, making you predictable, reliable, and strong. Your mission is the cornerstone of your frame. What is the central purpose of your life that exists independently of any relationship? This is not your job title. It is your deeper calling, the project, the art, the business, the cause that you are building. A man who has made a woman his entire purpose is a man with a weak frame. His entire world collapses when she leaves. A man whose purpose is his North Star is inherently attractive because he invites her to join him on a meaningful journey. He is not a spectator in her life. He is the captain of his own ship, and she is welcomed as a first mate. This sense of direction is profoundly stabilizing and attractive. Finally, a strong frame is manifested through emotional regulation. The reactive man, the one who gets anxious, jealous, or angry easily, has lost frame. He is controlled by external events. The man who has reclaimed his frame feels the same emotions, but has the discipline to process them internally and respond from a place of calm choice, not frantic reaction. He holds space for her emotions without being swallowed by them. This emotional strength provides a woman with an immense sense of safety and security. She knows that no matter what happens in the outside world, the man at her side is steady. By reclaiming your frame through purpose, boundaries, and emotional mastery, you stop being an option and you start being the prize. You become the man she initially fell for, but evolved stronger, truly unshakable. After the silent work, the internal transformation, and the reclamation of self, we arrive at the ultimate principle, the inevitability of attraction. This is not a guarantee born of manipulation or strategy, but a natural law of human psychology. When you successfully execute the previous 5 keynotes, when you become a man restored, silent, detached, authentically transformed, and firmly within his own frame, you fundamentally alter the energetic equation. You are no longer the same man she chose to leave. You have become a new variable, and this creates a powerful, often irresistible, gravitational pull. Attraction is not a choice, it is an instinctual, biological response to perceived value. It operates on a subconscious level, far deeper than logical reasoning. When she was with you, her attraction waned because she subconsciously perceived a decrease in your value, perhaps through neediness, a lack of purpose, or emotional instability. Your journey is the process of systematically rebuilding that value to a level that is not only restored but surpassed. This is why performative change fails. The subconscious mind is expert at detecting incongruence. It senses the desperation behind the gym selfie, but it is also powerfully drawn to genuine embodied self-worth. When your transformation is intrinsic and for yourself, it radiates from you in your posture, your calm gaze, your tone of voice, and your peaceful energy. This is a signal of high value that is impossible to fake. This shift makes her the one to experience a new form of cognitive dissonance. The memory she holds is of a man she felt she had to leave, the reality she may encounter, whether through a distant sighting, a mutual friend's organic comment, or an eventual conversation, is of a man who is not only surviving without her, but thriving in a way she never witnessed. This creates a powerful psychological tension. Was my decision wrong? Did I not see his true potential? Has he become someone beyond me? You are no longer passively waiting for her verdict. You have actively become the question she must answer for herself. This is a position of immense power. Her potential return, therefore, is reframed. It is no longer you winning her back. It is her seeking to win a place in the new, compelling reality you have built. It becomes a testament to the quality of man you have forged yourself into. The man she left would have taken her back on any terms out of desperation. The man you have become is capable of welcoming her only if she aligns with the standards and boundaries of your new life. You are no longer a beggar. You are a king in his own castle, deciding if a visitor enhances his kingdom. This is the true meaning of inevitability. It is not that every woman will always return. The inevitability is that by becoming this version of yourself, you will make it virtually impossible for her not to feel a renewed and powerful sense of attraction and curiosity. You have made yourself into a man of such high value that her returning becomes the most logical and natural response to the new you. You have changed the game entirely. The outcome is no longer in her hands. It is in the hands of the man you chose to become. And that man, grounded in his own worth, is attractive to everyone, most importantly to himself.